bit of a spoiler update video. Yes, this is an update video. Anyway, welcome back, folks, one and all, to an update video. Hello, my name is DbdKmp, and I am the best noob in the house. So, the first thing I want to actually talk about before we get into this one is that, okay, apparently they were saying some things about Cloud and Vincent. Now, the thing about Vincent, if they even bother to pay attention and play the game, which is a bunch of fucking bullshit and all damn lie, misinformation, by the way, that they're trying to spread out there, because, okay, I get what you're talking about when you have to nudge him just a little bit, but here's the thing, what convinces him to ultimately become the hero he is meant to be, because, see, here's the thing, it's a controversy between who's supposed to be meant to be lead. And again, this is all according to how it's written. Yes, I have to admit that, yes, it's possible that he has all the potential to be the leader, but it was never meant to be. Just like any one of the characters were supposed to be, could have been the leader. But this is all how people write the scripts. Now, in accordance to what they were saying was a bunch of bullshit. Like how, oh, he's always constantly having to be nice and this and that. No, he wasn't, okay? Look, I'll admit that just because at one point in the game that I've heard, anyway, that this is through storyline events, he becomes to the point that you actually have to rescue him. Literally, you have to rescue him with another character. Now that I don't know nothing about, I don't want to know, but because in order to understand what the hell they were talking about, I went back and I was like, okay, what the hell are you talking about? So I searched through all this information, skipping through a lot of the spoilers, which is already going to be a spoiler, but not too much to the point that you know everything about the game. But here's some things you don't know that are true. And that what they're saying, there is one thing that might be just a smidge true, and that's about him being nudged, to be the hero he was meant to be. Okay, and the thing is that he wasn't constantly, there was no constant about it. If you actually played the damn game, you would know that instead of being a fucking liar and misrepresenting information. Now, what I can say to you is that, I hate to do this because this is a rap deal, but this is not just about this, though. This is about as well as that. And we'll get that to it. I don't want to skip out of this because I don't want to, but here's the thing. Cloud was never, okay, you don't have to be brave enough to always have to take down to not have to take on Shinra. But he was always there taking on Shinra. Was he not? I mean, according to you, okay, in the Final Fantasy VII universe, which is not true, by the way, he was always constantly, running away and not doing this and that. No, he wasn't, okay? And the reason that they made him, well, it's more than obvious. I mean, mainly it's all to do with how they write out these characters and how the game's written out to be. That's the main point of the whole thing. The reason he was become optional is Vincent Valentine. Oh, yes, Vincent Valentine. See, Vincent Valentine was an optional character because the main events to do, even though he has his own backlog, and even then, he was never, ever against Shinra. I mean, he wasn't exactly for Shinra, but he never did really fight against him, technically speaking, even in Dieter Cerberus. Yes, I know about Dieter Cerberus. But with Dieter Cerberus, you see, the thing is that even in the solo story, he was never the person meant to fight Shinra. Sure, he had his own deals and his own vendettas he had to fight against, but he never, ever had to go up against Shinra. That was all Cloud. Cloud and the others. Even Yafi wasn't exactly against Shinra, I mean, there was nobody else but the rest of them that were against Shinra. Like you had Ares, and I'm not saying that nasty freaking name. Anyway. I'm not going to go into why it's so damn nasty. Anyway. So, and then you got Barrett, it doesn't matter which order you started in. And that woman, woman, Tifa, I'm going to say her name is Tifa, but you won't stop renaming the other one to Idiot. Anyway, so moving on. The thing is that they were the only true protagonists who even give a shit about what Shinra did. Even though the Sephiroth as well went against them, but he was more after Sephiroth than anything else in Final Fantasy VII. He also was there to mainly help out with the crew. And see, if you never talk to him, if you never, ever, ever, ever talk to him, he doesn't even join you. That's it. He's just like a joining supportive character. See, in that word, and you're contradicting what the fuck he's meant to be, you stupid fuck. No, he's a supportive freaking character, okay? Which means, basically, he's just there to help out. He's not there to go, oh, I hate Shinra. And it was even revealed that he cut all his ties. He said he was done with Shinra. He didn't even have a chance to fight against Shinra because he didn't need to. Because by the time he came out and all that, Sephiroth was more of a threat than Shinra. Because Sephiroth, this was mainly to do with Shinra anyway, doing what the fuck they did to him. Oh yeah, I'm cussing, because fuck you bastards fucking doing this shit. And I'm going to set the fucking record straight. This is all fucking true, and like that son of a bitch won't stop the lying. Anyway. So let's move on. Sephiroth, you see, Sephiroth had his own damn vendetta against everybody. He became against, even though his revenge was against Sephiroth, or against Shinra, but he went against everybody because of what Shinra did to him. If they never did that, he wouldn't have been as great of a threat. So there. And you see, the thing is, it was always meant to be with Cloud, and even though Vincent joined it, but he was just there. Even though he went after Sephiroth, but he wasn't anything to do. Just because they fought against him doesn't mean they were going up against Shinra. Because Sephiroth was separate from Shinra when he decided to be a turncoat against them, as you might say. Just like anybody else, even Zack. Yeah, Zack Fair. I heard about that dumb son of a bitch anyway, too. Well, he's not dumb either. But, the thing is that even Zack was after Shinra. But, you know who wasn't? Was freaking goddamn motherfucking piece of shit cock bastard, motherfucker, goddamn Vincent Valentine. I admit that he has the key roles and he stinks to be a motherfucking goddamn fucking leader, but you need to shut your goddamn pile up. So shut your fucking pie hole, okay? I respect your fucking opinion, but that's all it is. It is not true facts, motherfucker. You did not play the fucking game. You don't know nothing about it. The Black King knows more than you, and I don't even know more than me. Even more than what the hell I'm telling you. And I get most of my shit from him. So go fuck yourself, you son of a bitch. Now, rant over. You can come back now. Now, let's get back on to Trunks and the Dragon Ball Z saga. See, they were talking about in here that, and I'm going to say this like I want to say it, Goku Samasu, not Goku Black, because that's fucking racist, okay? It just is. Because, according to them, black meant evil. That's bullshit, okay? It's a fucking excuse to be fucking racist. And I'm not going to be fucking racist. I don't give a fuck what people think of me. I'm not going to be a fucking racist son of a bitch, okay? Unlike you. Anyway. See, the thing is that in the Dragon Ball Z universe, Trunks had a timeline where everybody died. First it was Goku because he died from a heart virus. Okay? And then, all the rest of the warriors died. The main ones who even could have stand a chance died because of what Goku represented, and that's he died. What he represented died with him. The goodness that could have overcame the androids. If he had lived, and there are timelines like that where he had lived and taken on the androids, and he could easily whoop them. The only one he can't whoop is Android 19 because of the heart virus. It wasn't because of what 19 did to him. It was because of the heart virus. And you know how the heart virus was performed? It's because he put so much stress on his body. A lot more than Vegeta. A lot more than Vegeta ever did to his body. Or any other character in the entire Dragon Ball Z universe. Because he died so many damn times. Oh yeah. He died to protect a lot of people. He sacrificed himself. More than Vegeta did. I mean, Vegeta might have sacrificed himself, but not in the same instant that Goku did, because he had to die. You know? And, which brought on, and this has even been revealed, actually, believe it or not. You wouldn't know this if you were watching this originally when it came out. But yeah, originally, you know, and then they cured it. All because Trunks had to bring a... If it hadn't been for Trunks doing what they wrote out, because they had plans for this. The whole entire creators had plans for this. If they hadn't done that, Goku would not have survived, and we would have had no more Dragon Ball Z. Because it wouldn't be Dragon Ball Z without Goku. And it's even if it's proven to be anything, it doesn't matter whether we have other characters or not. It's not Dragon Ball Z without, mainly because of Goku and Vegeta, but mainly because of Goku. You know, without him, there is no Dragon Ball Z. There would have been no Gohan going to Super Saiyan 2 and defeating Cell. None of that would have happened if it hadn't been for the cure that they invented in the future to save Goku. Even if Goku was not the main primary target to be saving the world from Cell, he saved him, technically, in his own way through Gohan. But he still had to sacrifice himself, and it still had to be ultimately up to Gohan. You know, so... And after that, Gohan was just a side character. Always has been, always will be. As much as he's improved, even over the time periods, he still will never be what Goku is. And not just because he loves battling, but because of what he's done. He's trained and kept himself together. That's why he's been a step ahead of everybody. He's had a lot more time to actually train. That's why he's so much more stronger than Vegeta. Always will be more stronger than him. And then, and technically speaking, he was always even stronger than Gohan. Now, he didn't really surpass his father. He just surpassed him in transformation. Even I didn't know that till I was, looking it up, and the information they got together with the sources, the resources that was revealed about this shit. So, see, Gohan was the ultimate target person to take down, and this is teenager Gohan, not the adult future Gohan. Adult future Gohan doesn't count because he died, unfortunately. So, it was meant to always be for Trunks to take care of the future. And, so anyway, fast forward, we're revisiting Trunks, because something to do with Zamasu grabbing onto which is a bunch of bullshit, but that's just the way they wrote it out. It's all basically filler, but, as to why he came into being and all this crap, and that's crap. That's not why he was evil, but let's move on. There was always going to be some kind of major threat in any universe, in any timeline, with any character that's meant to be. That's what Dragon Ball should have taught you by now. You had already learned it. So, anyway, talking about how he could go back in time. Well, and see, again, going back to what the main creators will write out for the story for him, there's already stuff that's been written out for him, by the way, in case you're wondering. But ultimately, if we were to bring him back on the TV, which I don't know if they're ever going to do that, probably never will, but for an official it's going to be on the TV, ultimately, I would say, yeah, it's possible that he could go back there, but again, this is all in accordance to what they write out. Okay, let's get that straight. All in accordance to what the writers write out. If they don't write it, it's not going to happen. So yeah, let's make that, because you're not the one writing this show, and neither am I. And all possibilities are accepted, but they are also going to be put aside for this whole thing that I'm going to get into. Now, the thing is that they have plans for him. I guarantee it. They always have plans for characters, especially Goku, and because they had plans for him later on. It's like they had plans for you see, they had plans for him to take a break, for him to rest up, and let someone take over for a while, because he just needed a basic break, and that's what he did. He could easily beat a beaten Cell, and it's been proven that he could have done it, but he just didn't. He wanted to give somebody else a chance, and they did, and they managed to succeed in that fact, even though it took him sacrificing himself just to get it to be finished and done and over with Cell. But moving back on to Trunks here, which is our main target of the story here, is that there would be no way in hell he's going to go back in time. I mean, again, unless they write it in there. But because what's already been said is that if you've been paying attention to the story, he's not allowed, okay? Since he knows this, he's not going to go back in time. Because the first few times he went back in time, he had no way of knowing. And what even prevented him from even knowing that fact as well was because of what Zamasu did. Because if Zamasu had never done that, he would have known you can't travel back in time. I mean, or at least you're not allowed to anyway, because it's illegal. And he could be punished for it. So he's not going to, because he's a do-gooder. He's not going to go and break the law just because he needs help. What's going to happen ultimately, this is just my theory on it. And again, putting in motion that no matter what I say or what you say, it's all going to be in accordance to what they actually write out, despite of what I say. So here's my theory. Because of what they have in plan for him, if they do decide to bring him back onto the TV series, they're going to have him so built up and strong enough that he's going to be able to protect everyone, because ultimately that's his job in the future, to protect everything. Even though his timeline had been saved, it had been recreated to a time to where nothing was ever done with Zamasu. Zamasu didn't do crap. Even though Zamasu still remembers this stuff in another arc, he was not able to attain Goku's body after all that. And here's the thing. They're gonna, if anything, if he had to turn to the Warriors, it would have to be a holographic stuff that they sent into the future for their son, because it's the only way he'll ever get anything done. And again, I mean, it's still possible that he might go back in time, but again, you have to realize that, taking into account that no matter what you say or I say, it's all in accordance to what and it should be that way anyway. I mean, ultimately, there should be some changes, but, whatever. As far as that goes, yeah, I would definitely say that he's not going to go back in time, especially because now that Goku, Zamasu did not destroy that, so he has a way to train now that can help him out. Ultimately, he can transform into anything he needs to be, and they're going to train him up so good that he's going to be so much more powerful Maybe not enough to surpass Goku, but enough to surpass Goku in terms of, well, he will surpass Goku, but not in terms of what Goku could be and how much more he could be needed, but in terms of who's going to be there to save everyone. I mean, he could be actually more needed than Goku, because this is the future and not the past timeline where Goku is intended to be, and that's where his place is. Because even though a lot of this is all theory, conjecture, you got to realize that anything is possible at this point in time. Right now, we don't know what's going to happen. All we know is that Super is coming back, and that there have been updates here and there about it, but there was supposed to be that Goku was going to lose along with Vegeta, and they weren't going to receive any more help from the gods. So that was it. But as far as Trunks is concerned, you know, this is the thing. And as far as Goku is concerned, he may come back to the future and fuse with Trunks, or it may be, I mean, and I was just talking about just for Trunks though, but if they decide to write it with Goku being in mind, they do have plans for him too. So it may be that what Goku achieves ultimately is to be able to surpass all that is evil and good. Because that's always been the theory of mine that I never really thought about. That Goku could choose to be, and it wouldn't be like he was going to be an evil person, but above it all, and choose a form that where he could even be in the future, and override and do things and circumvent things, and be who he was meant to be. You know. Because, see, Goku is our main strategic protagonist that has to do with anything that's got to do with the show, mainly. He's one of the main representative logos of the entire show. So, ultimately, I would say that maybe, just maybe, also that it probably will be that Trunks will just step down and let Goku have back up the reins, and let Goku ultimately do it, because the main logo icon of this entire series is represented by Goku and Shamel. Even though that it's also was represented by the Japanese voice of Goku. So ultimately, I would say there's always that, but in mind that no matter what I say and no matter what I speculate, it's always going to be what they have written in there. And I gotta say, though, with that in mind, I love how he says such stuff about it, but yet, see, I didn't even know this, because it said that it was by Akira Toriyama. And this is a show that became non-canon. And nobody knew when it was released to be non-canon, because it was on Toonami at the time. And even the original voice actors reprised their role in the show. Even though it was a short-lived show that nobody likes to talk about, obviously people who supposedly wound up hating it, but neither here nor there. And who had anything to do with it as well, ultimately, which we did not know, was Team 4-Star. So, for a guy who bashes it and says this and that and about how they shouldn't have done what they did or whatever, he sure as hell did work well with them. I mean, that's not me questioning his abilities to work well with others. It's just, after all that, and yet you're going to work with them. Okay. I mean, I'm not against the idea. What I'm against is the fact that why would you even say that if you're going to wind up working with them? I mean, literally. You know, because this show was Dragon Ball GT. I liked the show. I mean, sure, it wasn't as good as Dragon Ball Super or Dragon Ball GT, but I mean not Super. I mean not GT, but Z and Super. But you know, hey, it is what it is. And Kiriyama decided to revise the roles of Super Saiyan 4. There was no Goku becoming a kid and then going to Super Saiyan 4. That's how Kiriyama rewrote it. Because, yeah, it's still canon, but there's no show yet with Super Saiyan 4 in it. See, it was all because I don't know what was going on, but some kind of controversial was going on. And, that's why he bashed on it so damn badly. And it wasn't because it was Super Saiyan 4. He liked Super Saiyan 4. And he even liked the gorilla. But I don't think he was a fan of how it turned out to be that he was not a part of. I could be wrong on that. But either way. So again, that's what I think is going to happen if they decide to stick with Trunks as just a whole holographic stuff, because they have so much stuff in the future that they can do stuff like that. With Capsule Corp, they can do anything. And basically, if Trunks can train to be a Super Saiyan 2, then he can sure as hell train to be a Super Saiyan 3 on up to whatever level they choose to have him be. You know? Because he does have the potential to become anything out there. Hell, he's already had Rage Mode. I mean, especially if you think back to Cell, because that's that crap. That's crap that it was like the very first time he ever activated it. No. Actually, he did with what Broly and what's her name? I can't think. Well, look it up, shall we? Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Super. I wish you wouldn't do that, because that's not how you do it. I mean, they've already got plans for Oop. There was always plans. You ought to know that. But I mean, the fact is, it was kind of strange that they never did have him back in there. Anyway, Dragon Ball Super characters. Character. Okay. So we have. I don't understand why it's doing that, but whatever. So yeah, basically, we have Zamasu, Bulma, Goten, Gogeta, Shenron. Actually, I don't think Shenron was even in. Maybe I was wrong. Well, no, I'm sorry. Marlin was not even in there. Who the hell is Quatella? Quatella wasn't in there. I know Dende was. Wait, no, man, I don't think he was. Oolong. No. Young Gal. Zuno. Okay, what was it? Okay, come on, really? Who the hell is Arak? I've never heard of that guy. That was not in this show. Maybe that guy was there. Yeah, that guy was there. Bardock, no. I said Super, not the damn movie. That was the movie, you dart nard. Okay, we'll go to cast. Okay, we're just showing voice actors. I don't care about the voice actors. I mean, I do, but we're not trying to do that. Okay. Voice character. Okay, character names. Okay, character names. Do that. Really? What's the Dragon Ball characters? Definitely not. Okay, why do we care about that when I just said super? I didn't say nothing about any of this other crap that's going on. No, stop it. Okay, what? Okay. Let's try this again. Dragon Ball Super Multiverse. Multiverse verse tournament. Yes. Characters. Okay. Okay. King Cold was not it. Neither was Raccoon. Okay, what? Mary Sue? What in crap? Videl was not part of it either. What the dealio? Prince Vegeta, Kakarot. Not Kakarotto, we're not calling him that. That's a dumb name. Okay, round one. Yada yada yada. Zinga. Round two. Frieza, Cell. Okay, why are we talking about that? Son Goku. No. Okay, this is not the multiverse tournament. Oh, God. Okay. Akira Toriyama? What? He was not a contestant. Okay, we're going to try this again. Okay. I'm just going to look it up. Okay. Specifically, Dragon Ball Super. Dragon Ball Super Kefla. Super Kefla. Not Kefka, bitch. Don't ever tell me that name again. Kefla is a Super Saiyan Kefla Super Saiyan form. Khalifa and Kale. Yeah. Kale, that was her name. It was Kale. That was I guess the younger sister? Either way, that was it. Oh, great.